Okay, so tonight's homework is all about inferring. At the end of this tutorial, you will understand the basics on inference and how you can use your background knowledge and the clues from the text to help you make an inference. So, good readers infer all the time. To infer means to use clues from the text and your own knowledge on the topic to understand the text without being explicitly told. That's a big word. Explicitly just means that the author isn't coming right out with words on the page telling you exactly what something is. So basically, good readers fill it all in their heads, what's not written on the page, to get a better meaning of the text itself. So a good reader should also be able to respond to the text by thinking of the historical context. This is why it was so important to me that we did a little bit of a history lesson on the 1950s and 60s so that you had a better understanding of why the authors were talking about and writing about the things that they were. And a good reader should be able to ask questions and voice their own thoughts about what they're reading. They should be able to look at the facts that are provided, both within the text as well as from their own brains, their own minds about what they're reading. And then also to be able to predict as they're reading. That's a part of inferring. Good readers also infer in order to figure out what the author is trying to say. So are they able to infer because they look for clues, or good readers are able to infer because they look for clues in the pictures or the words to help them figure out what the book or the story is actually about. Inference comes from you saying, I think, maybe it means this, I'm guessing this, or I'm predicting this. All of those are things that you should be trying to work through in your head as you read constantly. So basically, making an inference is like putting a puzzle together. So you're taking all of the background information that you know, any of the clues from the text, any thoughts from your own brain, and trying to see the bigger picture of what the story is really about or what it means. Now, I wanted to talk about this word schema. Basically, schema is how your brain organizes information in a way that makes it easier to understand something. Basically, your brain is constantly developing patterns, it's outlining information, and then it's the way that your brain is accessing all that you know on a topic to help you figure out a deeper meaning. Think of this picture that's kind of fuzzy in the background as a small slice of your brain at any given time, where it's trying to access all sorts of different information to help you understand something. That is the word schema. So how does schema help with inferring? Well, basically what you're doing is you're taking what you see in front of you, your evidence, whether that's something physically actually happening in front of you or the words that you're reading on the page, and then you're accessing your schema, the what you know from your brain, and that is going to equal your inference, where you're creating new meaning about something that's in front of you. So for example, you might see a bag of cough drops sitting on a desk or something. What do you know? Well, you know that people that are sick, have the flu or the cold or something, use cough drops. So what's your inference? The owner of this bag of cough drops probably has the cold or the flu or something. So that's a very basic understanding of how you take evidence plus what you already know and create a deeper meaning. Let's try it again. So let's say you see a pink and purple feather pen or something lying on the desk. And you think, okay, a girl would typically have a pen like this. So then you try to infer and think, oh, okay, the girl that sits in front of me in class probably owns that pen. That's hers. You're constantly inferring whether you believe it or know it or not, but you're constantly taking in everything that's around you. Your brain is accessing your schema, processing, figuring things out, and then helping you infer deeper meaning. So different ways to infer: make connections, pick up on clues, use the schema in clues, mental images in clues. There's lots of different ways to infer. So let's do some practicing. Where are these girls? And how do you know? This is more of like a mental image idea, and so you're accessing all of your information. You are looking at clues, mental image here. Think about the clues in the picture. Think about the background knowledge that you know. Think about making a connection, about if you've ever been to a place like this. You're building an inference by taking in everything and then making an educated guess about what you see. Write down in your notes where you think these girls are. All right, let's try it again. Why isn't this woman using a fork to eat her pie? How do you know? Again, think about the clues in the picture. Think about your background knowledge. Again, you're building an inference by taking in everything you see and making an educated guess. Write that down in your notes. Okay, you're finished. Please don't forget to scroll down a little bit to the digital portion and complete your summary and your questions. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.